Hi students, the subject name is EE8010 Power System Transients. Today we will learn the basic concept of Unit 2 Switching Transients. First we will discuss what is meant by current chopping. In this, current chopping is only applicable for air blast circuit breaker and vacuum circuit breaker, and this is not applicable for oil circuit breaker. So in this, current chopping is when breaking low currents, that means unloaded transformer or reactor magnetizing current, the powerful deionizing effect of air blast circuit breaker or vacuum circuit breaker causes the current abruptly to zero well before the natural current zero is reached is called as current chopping. In this current chopping, in the transient over voltages due to the current chopping is prevented by resistance switching. Already last class we discussed what is meant by resistance switching. In this, resistance switching is connected across the circuit breaker contacts. In this, resistance switching is prevented the current chopping. Okay, this is a circuit diagram of current chopping, that means the interruption of low magnetizing current. In this circuit, inductance and capacitance are connected in parallel. V is nothing but source voltage, L is denoted as the source side inductance, CB is circuit breaker. In this low magnetizing current, the circuit breakers are air blast circuit breaker and vacuum circuit breakers are used, and the energy stored in the inductance for the value of current is diverted to the capacitance at the moment of current interruption. So the equation 1 by 2 Li square is equal to 1 by 2 Cv square. In this equation, V is nothing but voltage across the capacitor. V is equal to I into square root of L by C. Already you know that if natural frequency Fn is equal to 1 divided by 2 by square root of Lc. Okay, next we will see the example of current chopping. Now we have considered a industrial plant. Now we have to consider a 1000 kVA and 13.8 kV transformer, and its magnetizing current are 1.5 amps. So we have to find the value of magnetizing inductance Lm is equal to V divided by omega into Im. We have substitute these values in Lm equation, and finally we get Lm is equal to 14 Henry. Next we have to find the value of Z0. Z0 means impedance value. Impedance Z0 is equal to square root of Lm by C. Next we have to find the value of C. In this example, we have to take a range of capacitance is 1000 to 700 picofarad. Suppose we have to take, or we have to choose the value of 5000 picofarad, that means 5 into 10 power minus 9 farad. So we have to substitute these values in Z0 equation. Finally we get the Z0 is equal to 52,915 ohms. Okay, this is the waveform of current chopping. In this circuit, there are two factors are considered. First one is the lower rate of rise of this voltage more than the time to restrike, and next one is effectiveness of the deionizing, means it will influence the restriking voltage. These are the two factors. Consider the voltage rise before the restriking. In this diagram, the restrike draws energy from the capacitance and then collapse. So the deionizing force is still in the action till a second chop takes place. This time the chopped current is lesser than the first one, and the rate of rise of voltage is very low. So in this waveform, until the final chop brings the current to zero prematurely with no further restriking, since the gap is now in advanced strategy to deionization. Next we will discuss load switching. This is the important switching transients of power system. The load switching is nothing but the frequent functions performed by switching devices are to switch on and switch off the load. That means making or breaking a load with a circuit. The load switching which is represented by a parallel RL circuit. Okay, next slide I will see that this circuit diagram. In this load switching, low power factor loads are inductive load and high power factor loads are resistive load. In this load switching, when a high power factor load is switched off, that means breaking the load, and the effective capacitance of the load becomes important in determining the form of transient is produced. And this is the circuit diagram of load switching. In this circuit diagram, R, L, L are connected in parallel with the source. Next example of load switching, we have considered the arc furnace in industries operate at a low voltage and high current and consequently fed by a step down furnace transformer. This is the equivalent circuit of arc furnace. XT and RTs are transformer side resistance and reactance. RL and XLs are load side resistance and reactance. So next we have to find the value of resistance and inductance. Now we take a arc furnace load. We have to take 13.8 kV and 20 MVA star connected and solidly grounded arc furnace transformer. In this arc furnace transformer we have fully loaded. When fully loaded at a rating of power factor is 0.6. In this circuit, capacitance correct the power factor to unity. Already I told the capacitance is nothing but you have to improve the lagging power factor and support to the voltage. So next we have find the value of load current. In load current is equal to kVA divided by root 3 into kV. That means in this above example we have to substitute the values of kVA is equal to 20 into 10 power 3 kVA divided by 13.8 into root 3. So finally we get the value of load current I is equal to 836.7 amps. And next we have to find the value of total impedance. Z is equal to kV divided by root 3 into load current. So substitute these values in total impedance Z. Finally we get the value of impedance Z is equal to 9.522 ohm. Already given the power factor is 0.6, so cos phi is equal to 0.6 and we have to calculate phi is equal to cos inverse of 0.6. Finally we get 53.13 degree is the angle phi. And next find the value of resistance. Total resistance R is equal to Z into cos phi. And next find the value of reactance X is equal to Z into sin phi. And next we have to find the value of total inductance L. L is equal to already XL is equal to 2 pi FL. So we have to find the value of L means L is equal to XL divided by 2 pi F. Substitute the values in this equation. Finally we get L is equal to 20.2 millihenry. Next we have to find the value of capacitance C. In this capacitance, when the current IS is interrupted at current 0, the current IC and IR equal and opposite. This is the main consideration. We have to find the value of capacitance C. So IC of 0 is equal to minus I of 0. That means the current IC and IR equal and opposite. So we have substitute the values. Finally we get the IC of 0 is equal to 669.4 amps. And next VC of 0 is equal to 0. That means the post interruption transient can be computed from the circuit with the initial condition VC of 0 is equal to 0. And next we have find the value of capacitance from the equation XC. XCC equal to 1 by 2 pi FC. And then we have find the value of C is equal to 1 by 2 pi F into XC. In this load switching, already I told in this load switching the resistance and inductance are connected in parallel. So the time constant of parallel circuit TP is equal to RC. So R by L is equal to 1 by TS. in this value we have substitute the upcoming equations. Okay, next, in steady state conditions are depicted in the phasor diagram. In this phasor diagram, V is a reference line and IC is the leading of voltage V. Next, in initial condition, the current we can be written as d square I by dt square plus 1 by ts into di by dt plus 1 by t square. That means I by t square is equal to 0. This is the equivalent circuit of load switching transient. Already we calculated the value of RLC, so substitute these values in the equivalent circuit and form a closed loop. So we have find the voltage equation. Vc is equal to L into di by dt plus IR. Vc is nothing but voltage across a capacitor, and in particular L into I dash of 0 plus I of 0 into R is equal to Vc of 0. Already we know that Vc of 0 is equal to 0, so we have to find I dash of 0 is equal to minus I of 0 into R by L. We know that R by L is equal to 1 by Ts, so substitute this value in I dash of 0 equation. Finally we get I dash of 0 is equal to minus I of 0 divided by Ts. And next we have to find the value of I of S. And next Z0, that means impedance Z0 is equal to square root of L by C. Substitute the values of L and C in the Z0 equation. Finally we get the Z0 is equal to 11.43 ohm. And next we have find the value of lambda. Lambda is equal to Z0 by R. So finally the value of lambda is equal to 2.00. And next, compute the transformer terminal voltage. We can written as d square Vc divided by dt square plus 1 by Ts dVc divided by dt plus Vc divided by t square is equal to 0. And then C into dVc divided by dt is equal to minus I. So V dash C of 0 is equal to minus I naught divided by C. So final voltage equation, that means capacitor voltage Vc of S is equal to 1 divided by S square plus S divided by Ts plus 1 by T square into I of 0 divided by C. Okay, thank you.